From London to tell us all the latest. Farina.
Well, I have the latest figures. As you read out in your intro, the Conservatives are at 291, the Labour Party is at 248, and the Lib Dems at 51. So still no major movement since our last update, but clearly not enough seats left for the Conservative Party to form a majority. If I could just give you some breaking news. We've been hearing that Nick Clegg, the leader of the Liberal Democrats, has indicated that perhaps he's more likely to be in talks with the Conservative Party than the Labour Party. As you know, in Britain's unwritten constitution, the incumbent Prime Minister has first dibs. So he gets to, even if he's got fewer seats, he gets to try and form the first kind of coalition in a hung parliament. But Nick Clegg seems to say that the party that gets the most votes and most seats, even if it's not an absolute majority, has the first right to seek to govern. So this is a kind of an indication from the Liberal Democrats, because they are very powerful at this point in terms of who they go into talks with and who possibly could form a majority with them. A few other pieces of breaking news. As you know, George Galloway MP, who was the MP for Bethnal Green and Bow, was fighting a Labour candidate, a Labour MP in Poplar and Limehouse. He has lost. George Galloway has lost that contest, which is no doubt very disappointing for his party. And Salma Yaqub, who would have been the first Muslim female MP who wears a headscarf to be in Parliament, she has also lost by about a majority of 4,000. So those are the two big results that have come in the last hour or so. And in other sort of major seats, we've had the first Green Party MP elected in this country for the first time, Carolyn Lucas, who's the leader of the Green Party in Brighton, and Jackie Smith, former Home Secretary, who was greatly shamed during the expenses scandal for, amongst other things, charging the taxpayer for an 88 pence bath plug. She's got a hammering in her seat. She's been beaten. So these are the few exciting developments that have taken place in the last few hours.
Well, Farina, you did say there the reportedly tilting of the Liberal Democrats towards the Conservatives. So how do you see the chances now for Gordon Brown's Labour Party?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. I think that the Prime Minister is going to try and hang on to power. But then even with a coalition with the Liberal Democrats, it's unclear as to whether the two parties together will have enough of a majority against the Conservatives. A number of very high officials from the Labour Party, such as former Home Secretary David Blunkett, has said that we've lost. The Labour Party has lost this election, and now it's about forming a opposition coalition to make sure the Tories don't get power. So mixed messages from the Labour Party, and indeed from the Conservative Party. David Cameron hasn't stepped out, hasn't made any statements to the media. This has been a rough night for them, even though they've got the highest number of seats. Just a few months ago, the Conservatives were a shoo-in at this election, so it's quite a lot of pressure on David Cameron that he hasn't been able to deliver a decisive victory for his party.
Thanks very much. Press TV's Farina Alam, live from London.